Hi, welcome to Way Out Radio, episode 6. So, latest update. Last you heard, the van was broken down. So this week I drove up to Thanet because I convinced myself that I would, if I stayed in a hotel, that I'd be really productive and I'd get up early and be organised and do loads of radio show stuff and organise my trip around the world. It didn't quite work out like that, but it was far more interesting. On Sunday night, I spent the night in the hotel, which is my friend's hotel. It's the Belvedere place down in Broadstairs, with my friend Gus, who works for an awesome perfume company actually called Heckles, and that's based in Margate. So we had a great night. We were catching up, sharing loads of new bands together, teaching each other about all these different bands that are coming up for us that we really enjoy, and that we were into. And then the next morning I woke up and at 8 a.m. I drove to Margate, where I bumped into loads of familiar faces, which is lovely, and ended up buying a few records like Mudhoney, got Beethoven's Fifth. Anyone who likes Clockwork Orange will understand why. And I've actually been looking for that one for ages, and it was 50p, so that was a win. I also got a Sean Lennon album, which I haven't listened to yet. We'll see. That was 50p though, which is a bargain. And then I got a call from Mark Bandola, who's the singer in the Ramsgate Hovercraft. He was signed to RCA Records back in the 80s, and he was in a band called The Lucy Show. So if you go on YouTube and type in The Lucy Show, A Million Things, that's their biggest hit. It's a really awesome song. So Mark Bandola is a Canadian guy, and yeah, he ended up being my neighbour in Ramsgate. So he had a band called the Ramsgate Hovercraft, and we started collaborating together, and he asked me to be the drummer for that. So of course I bit his hand off and was just like, I will definitely drum for you. So we've just recorded our third album. So he rang me up and just said, like, I've got it on vinyl, come and meet me. So that I went down to Ramsgate, and there's this place called Vinyl Head. So we met up there. It's like our favourite record shop. Highly recommend it if you're around that way. And he showed me the new album, and it looks amazing. So when I saw Mark in Vinyl Head, then he gave me my Christmas present, which was a copy of Bank Robber by The Clash on 45 vinyl, which was absolutely amazing. And of course, like, we looked at our new album, which is so beautiful. Like, the sleeve and the artwork is stunning. He's done such a good job on it. So I'm really proud to be playing drums on that, and that's actually the first full album that I've been a part of. We usually just do EPs and then split up. So yeah, then that night I ended up staying out till 3 a.m. with a bunch of friends, which was a hell of a lot of fun. We went to a place called Fez, which is like the Mr. Ben style drinking hole in Margate, which was great. And of course the next day was a bit of a struggle to get up, but I managed to meet up with a good friend of mine who's a psychologist, and we had a lovely lunch. And then I bumped into Sammy Clark, who runs Art School. Art School's an incredible like pop-up nightclub and record label linked with Sex Tapes, which released my old band Ray Gun's first EP. They released everything on tape, obviously. So it was really good to see Sammy, and he said he could put me in contact with some cool people in Australia. So Milk Records is a possibility. So I'm really looking forward to finding out more about that. So definitely amazing that I bumped into him. Okay, so then that night I got the train up to London because the Sex Pistols Experience were playing at 100 Club with Ed Tudorpole. So I'm friends with Nathan, the singer from the Pistols Experience, so luckily he put me on the guest list, so that was a lot of fun. And we ended up staying at Ed Tudorpole's house, and it was like proper surreal. And then we all had breakfast together, which was loads of fun. So really nice night there. So back up to Margate, I went and met up with this comedian for a coffee in Broadstairs. Then my friend Jilly, who I mentioned has Belvedere Place, sort of gate crashed our coffee and brought over this author who's involved in television. So you've got me, DJ, you've got a comedian, you've got Jilly, who used to be Elton John's photographer, you've got a TV producer slash author, and then guess who comes over? This glamorous old lady, and I knew from the minute I saw her exactly who she was. And then someone introduced her. It was Miss Margate, 1960. So it was a bit of a Mad Hatter's tea party. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so the next day I wanted to help Jilly out with some stuff because she doesn't have a car at the moment and I have the van, so she'd put me up for a few days. So obviously I wanted to return the favour a little bit by just running her around doing some bits and bobs. So we went to a charity shop, went to the dump and stuff like that, and just dropped off a load of things, and then we went for a greasy spoon fry up. And at that point, just as I was about to leave Thanet and say goodbye, the van wouldn't start. So from previous episodes, you know what happened there. So it was dark times. That meant that I had a massive expense of 50 quid to join the AA, then another fiver for some other admin fee, then another 45 quid to call out some electrician who couldn't fix anything, just a call out fee, just an absolute rip off, then another 160 quid for the garage to actually fix it, but took 2 days, so I missed work and my show, and I was just like, I can't believe I've just had this van 11 days and this has happened. This is an absolute nightmare. So I was stuck in Margate